The message from the United States to Israel is to lower the intensity of its military campaign in Gaza amid an unfolding humanitarian catastrophe in the enclave.
When Israel launched this campaign to root out the terrorist threat that Hamas poses to the state of Israel, it made clear from the beginning that this war would proceed in phases. We are now in the middle of a high-intensity phase with ongoing ground operations, military operations, in both the northern half and the southern half of Gaza. But there will be a transition to another phase of this war, one that is focused in more precise ways on targeting the leadership and on intelligence-driven operations that continues to deal with the ongoing threat that Hamas poses.
This shifting U.S. posture comes even as Washington continues to affirm Israel's right to defend itself following the October 7th attack by Hamas, a message conveyed by the White House National Security Advisor in Israel.
Distinguishing between innocent Palestinian people on the one hand and Hamas on the other hand is not just a moral question, though it is a moral question because innocent people's lives should be sacred and protected. It's also a strategic question for Israel. And I think my Israeli counterparts didn't just acknowledge that, they very much indicated that their goal is to try to distinguish between innocent Palestinians and Hamas as we go forward. And we will continue to reiterate both publicly and privately our commitment to the notion that every innocent life should be sacred and should be protected.
And despite the General Assembly's demand for an immediate ceasefire and the release of hostages, implementation remains a challenge, the situation on the ground only deteriorating as rains and flooding now bring an additional dimension amid colder winter temperatures in the region.
When it comes to the food security situation, we managed to do during the 7-day pause a survey, and what we found there was that half of the population are starving. The grim reality is also that 9 out of 10 people are not eating enough, are not eating every day, and don't know where the next meal is going to come from. The humanitarian operation is really on the brink of collapse, and it's just not possible to deliver in an orderly fashion under these conditions. What we really need is to step up the volumes.
Israel maintains it will be at war with Hamas until it achieves an absolute victory.
What's happening in Gaza is beyond devastating. I'm outraged also that so many of our colleagues have been killed, 134 from UNRWA, 1 from the WHO, that our humanitarian system is not respected, that we are not able to provide what we would normally be able to do in a situation of war, and that human rights and international humanitarian law are violated on a daily basis in the most gravest of forms. And it is absolutely critical that accountability is part of any future arrangement, because we know that if impunity reigns and if the facts are not told and if truth is not told, we will have grievances going on and on and on.
This as the Security Council considers taking up a new draft resolution specifically focused on humanitarian access as negotiations continue behind closed doors. Sherman Riceby's SABC News, New York.